Piece of strength. Now, speaking of light, where there is whole pure light, there is only one, because light is just one whole brightness. Whole pure light is truth. In whole pure light, there's only light. Darkness is not permitted in whole pure light because whole pure light is truth. That means the lie is not there. So the truth is light, darkness is the lie. See? So when a light reduces its brightness, more and more you will begin to see darkness phasing in. So light has to reduce its brightness in order for darkness to have a reality. The truth must reduce itself in order that the lie can be told. So darkness is the lie. There's only one truth. The one truth is the whole light. Nothing less than whole light is the truth. Now you may be in such a dimension wherein, according to the things that happen in that less than true state, you can speak truthful of certain events. However, the truth itself is whole pure light. So when you are in a zone wherein you don't have whole light, you have work to do. See, because there is a light in you. And when there is a light in you, you have what you need to blot out darkness. Now, you need to recognize that when a light reduces itself, even to the point where it seems to be almost even in reference to the dark phasing in and the remaining, or rather the status of the light at that point, that will be considered the sun setting before entering into the night. See, because when you transition from day to night, a place where there's one whole light that blots out darkness, then you enter in the false zone, because when the light is reduced to less than the state that blots out darkness, then that is where darkness begins to be the power. That's where the light sacrifices itself to empower measures of darkness. The story is told by the plants and the animals. And when the human fall to the physical status, the plants and animals tell each one of your many different stories, because your way is the way of all of them, so you are the entire storybook. They only have that one teaching of one of your ways. You are the ways of all of them. You are darkness when you reach the physical state, because the earth part of you becomes the power. So the light sacrifices itself, because when you reach that state, you are not a light. Physical is not a light, it's not capable of being a light. However, there is a light in you. See? So when you journey from being the Creator's image and you become more and more physical until you reach the evening, whereas a tree of life you bear much fruit, many nations seeing yourself change and become many differences. Then the fruit ripens on the tree, that's the evening time. The next step, into the earth, because when you become the material minded in a complete state, then the physical is in full power. You have fallen away from your spiritual self completely. Now you are the seed in the earth. You are on a physical journey. All you can do is believe in what is real, because you're in a false state. Because the light is sacrificed to you. The light has to sacrifice itself to you at that state. When darkness is in power, the light is sacrificed. Because when the light is whole, there is no darkness. And when the light is whole, light is known, because light is all there is. Light knows itself. Darkness knows not. For the light is the only power. So when you reduce to that state, when you reach the physical, You disperse and become many because you're no longer one. When you're light, you're one whole brightness. See, physically, mentally, and spiritually, you are aligned with the light life within you. So when you were created from the pure earth and life breathed in you, then something pure came to life. There was no such thing as physical rulership at that point. You hadn't fallen down to physical status. And you weren't created to be a human being, you were created to be light. The human being is part of the evolution when you have fallen into darkness and has to germinate and make root as a seed in the earth through generations of your on your physical side. The physical side is the dark side because on the physical side you limit life to only what you are capable of as a physical being. So that's like a shut eye. It's like a sleeping eye. Life becomes your prisoner because it's sacrificed to you. It's greater than what you can do. It's greater than anything you can use it to become. So that's a sacrifice. When a light diminishes its quality of brightness to a certain state, darkness begins to be the power. See? So when you have fallen to the physical state, you are darkness because you are earth. And it takes you a generation to realize that you that piece of earth has to use light for every move that you make. However, you cannot become a light as a human being because you are a limit upon the light within you. So you have to get out of the way. You have to surrender being what you are and use the light within you effectively. When you are in darkness, use your light. Life is your light. So use your light to blot out your measures of darkness. Everything about you that's adverse to life. Then you become a growing light. When you use life to be the human being, as you have used life to be all the things that a human being can be, you are still in falsehood because you still don't know the light. You think you know the truth because you have named the light and you have given it a title because someone who knew the light imparted the wisdom relative to the light. See? So the one who knew the light was awake. So it is key that you cannot communicate with the sleeping head with wisdom relative to the awakened state and beyond. Because the truth is about that awakened state and beyond. You are in the sleep zone because you limit the life merely to what you're capable of. So you have to try to reason through the physical perspective. See, when someone is speaking whole light from the awakened state, you haven't awakened. And as a human, you can't wake up. You have to surrender to the light. Only the light can break through. So you are the one using the light. When the light sacrifices itself to you, life has given itself to you. And it is greater than anything that you can limit it to. So when you stop putting a limit on it and wake up and realize that life is the true power in you, then you will stop being what you are and use life as what it is, a light. Search within yourself for everything about you that's adverse to life. Your hatred, your misery, your animosity, your loss, your deception, your shrewd, clever, cunning ways, strategies, and tactics. And stop being like beasts, grit growling, going to war, fighting over lifeless things, fighting over territory, and obsessed with ruling, regulating, and controlling. You can only control your own self. There's only one power in this universe. Whether it's plant, animal, or human, life is the one power. Your job as the highest intelligence of created things is to figure out how can you make it all function as one. So the only way to make all life function as one, the human race has to stop trying to be the power and surrender to life and start clearing from your life everything that's adverse to life, and less you will see the things that are adverse to life show up in it because life is a light. Only what you enter into it is going to show up in it. What you clear out of it will not be. So it is life that's the truth. Life is invisible to the physical. When you're looking through the human perspective, life is invisible. However, when you clear from life all that it is not, then life will reveal more and more because you're taking out of it what it is not, so more and more it will shine. So as it shines, that means you are increasing wisdom. So you are becoming brighter. You are beginning to